When the Sun Sneezed, the tale of the Carrington Event. In the autumn of 1859, when gentlemen wore top hats and ladies swooned at the faintest scandal, the sun had a bad day. Not just an ordinary sunburn or two kind of day, but a cosmic sneeze of such force that it rattled the earth. Historians later named it the Carrington Event, after Richard Carrington, the astronomer who witnessed the solar outburst through his telescope. Poor Carrington must have thought he had ruined his eyesight when a blinding flash of white light burst across the solar surface. It was no ordinary sparkle. The sun had just fired the most powerful solar flare ever recorded. And then, as if the sun had decided Earth was its personal punching bag, a massive coronal mass ejection, think of it, as a giant belch of plasma and magnetic chaos hurtled through space. Usually these storms take several days to reach us. This one arrived in just 17 hours, moving at breakneck speed. The Earth's magnetic field, normally a sturdy guardian, took one look at the oncoming plasma freight train and said, "Good luck, folks." The night the sky turned electric. When the storm hit, telegraph systems, the high-tech internet of the 19th century, began to spark like mischievous fireworks. Operators yelped as their machines shocked them. Paper caught fire. Some telegraphs worked without any power at all, as though ghostly hands were sending messages across the wires. If Wi-Fi today went down for 15 minutes, the world would panic. Imagine what happened when Victorian England's prized telegraph empire sputtered and smoked. But there was beauty amid the chaos. The auroras, normally confined to icy northern skies, swept down over Havana, Cuba, and Rome, Italy. Farmers in Colorado woke up at midnight, convinced it was dawn, and began making breakfast. One can picture roosters crowing in confusion. Wait, already. It was the sun's way of saying, "Behold my power, mortals. Also, don't forget your sunscreen." What really happened? The Carrington event was caused by the sun, unleashing an enormous geomagnetic storm. Inside the sun, hot gases bubble and churn, twisting magnetic fields into tight knots. Eventually, those knots snap like rubber bands, hurling solar matter and energy into space. When aimed at Earth, these outbursts slam into our magnetic field, shake it like a snow globe, and cause currents to surge through wires, metal, and anything conducting electricity. In 1859, humanity's most fragile circuits were the telegraph lines. Today, well, we have just a tiny bit more electricity running around. If it happens again. Now brace yourself. If another Carrington-scale event struck Earth tomorrow, the scene would be a mix of slapstick comedy and global disaster. Let's imagine. First, your phone battery, already at 3%, dies permanently. Not just plug it in dead, but fried like a potato chip. The internet, gone. Banks, airplanes, water systems, all at the mercy of a solar storm throwing a tantrum. Satellites would tumble out of orbit like drunk pigeons. GPS would vanish, leaving drivers circling parking lots in despair. I swear the grocery store is around here somewhere. Power grids would fry. Whole continents could go dark for weeks, maybe months. Refrigerators stuffed with leftover pizza and ice cream would melt into tragic puddles. Economists estimate trillions of dollars in damage, which is about the cost of one good-sized teenager's cell phone bill. And yet amid the drama, there would be moments of wonder. The skies would glow with auroras visible from the tropics. Children in Mexico might look up at green and purple ribbons dancing overhead and think the gods were throwing a cosmic fiesta. Poets would weep. Instagram, unfortunately, would not exist to capture it. Can we stop it? Here's the punchline. We can't stop the sun from sneezing. But unlike in 1859, we now have satellites, tiny guardians orbiting Earth, that watch the sun's every mood swing. If they spot a dangerous eruption, scientists can warn power companies to shut down parts of the grid, like ducking under an umbrella before the rain hits. It's not perfect, but at least we're not completely blind. Still, if the next Carrington event roars our way, we'll learn quickly how much we depend on electricity. Maybe families will rediscover board games by candlelight. Maybe neighbors will talk to each other instead of scrolling endlessly. Or maybe we'll all just sit and grumble, wondering how humans ever survived without memes. A final thought. The Carrington Event is a reminder that the universe doesn't care about our deadlines, selfies, or toaster ovens. One giant flare and the world can be shaken. But it's also a reminder of human resilience. In 1859, telegraph operators shook off their burns, rewired their machines, and carried on. If it happens again, we'll grumble, adapt, and eventually rebuild, though perhaps with fewer TikTok dances and more candles. So next time you glance up at the sun, squinting against its light, remember, it's not just a warm ball in the sky. It's a fiery beast capable of cosmic pranks. And if it ever sneezes again, well, let's hope Earth remembered to stock up on candles, canned beans, and maybe a few decks of cards.
It's time to study new words in context. 1. Swooned. Definition: to faint or feel weak, often from emotion, shock, or heat. Example: she nearly swooned when she saw the surprise fireworks display. 2. An ordinary sunburn or too kind of day. Definition: a humorous way of saying a normal, hot, sunny day, with nothing extreme happening. Example: it was just an ordinary sunburn or too kind of day, until the thunderstorm rolled in. 3. A massive coronal mass ejection. Definition: a giant release of gas and magnetic energy from the sun, thrown out into space. Example: scientists warned that a massive coronal mass ejection was moving toward Earth. 4. Belch. Definition: a noisy release of air or gas, often used humorously to describe explosions or bursts. Example: the volcano gave a loud belch of smoke before erupting. 5. Plasma. Definition: a super hot state of matter, made of charged particles, found in stars like the sun. Example: lightning is made of plasma, which is why it glows brightly. 6. Hurtled. Definition: to move very fast and with great force. Example: the car hurtled down the highway in the pouring rain. 7. At breakneck speed. Definition: extremely fast, dangerously fast. Example: the train rushed through the tunnel at breakneck speed. 8. Sturdy. Definition: strong, solid, and not easily damaged. Example: the sturdy bridge held up during the storm. 9. Yelped. Definition: to give a short, sharp cry, usually from pain or surprise. Example: the dog yelped when it stepped on a thorn. 10. Sputtered. Definition: to make sudden popping or choking sounds, often when starting or breaking down. Example: the old engine sputtered and then stopped running. 11. Geomagnetic storm. Definition: a disturbance in Earth's magnetic field, caused by energy from the sun. Example: the geomagnetic storm created bright auroras across the sky. 12. Churn. Definition: to stir, shake, or move about violently. Example: the storm churned the sea into giant waves. 13. Hurling. Definition: throwing something with great force. Example: the child enjoyed hurling snowballs at the fence. 14. Slapstick comedy. Definition: a type of humor with exaggerated physical actions, clumsy accidents, or silly violence. Example: the movie was filled with slapstick comedy, like people slipping on banana peels. 15. Tantrum. Definition: an outburst of anger or frustration, like what a child might have. Example: the toddler threw a tantrum when he couldn't get more candy. 16. Power grids. Definition: large systems of power lines and stations that deliver electricity to homes and businesses. Example: a failure in the power grids left the entire city in darkness. 17. Punchline. Definition: the surprising or funny ending of a joke or story. Example: everyone laughed loudly when he reached the punchline. 18. Meme. Definition: a funny or clever picture, video, or idea shared widely on the internet. Example: she sent me a meme about cats that made me laugh all day. 19. Resilience. Definition: the ability to recover quickly after difficulties or challenges. Example: The community showed resilience by rebuilding after the flood. 20. A warm ball. Definition: a playful way of describing the sun as a round, glowing, comforting object. Example: from Earth, the sun looks like a warm ball lighting up the sky. 21. Cosmic pranks. Definition: joking or playful tricks on a giant, space-related scale. Example: the Carrington Event was like one of the sun's cosmic pranks on Earth.
Comprehension questions. 1. What year did the Carrington Event take place? Answer: 1859. 2. Who witnessed the solar flare that gave the event its name? Answer: astronomer Richard Carrington. 3. What exactly is a coronal mass ejection CME? Answer: a huge burst of plasma and magnetic energy from the sun thrown into space. 4. How quickly did the CME from the Carrington Event reach Earth? Answer: in about 17 hours, much faster than usual. 5. What was the main form of communication technology affected in 1859? Answer: the telegraph system. 6. What strange thing happened with telegraphs during the storm? Answer: some telegraphs worked without any batteries, and others sparked, shocked operators, or caught fire. 7. What natural spectacle amazed people during the Carrington Event? Answer: brilliant auroras, visible as far south as Cuba and Italy. 8. What might happen to modern technology if a similar event struck today? Answer: satellites could fail, GPS would vanish, power grids could collapse, and communication systems would be destroyed. 9. How would daily life be affected if the power grid failed worldwide? Answer: phones, internet, banking. Transportation, refrigerators, and most modern conveniences would stop working. 10. What positive or beautiful effect might people still enjoy during such a storm? Answer: spectacular auroras visible across much of the world. 11. What tools do scientists have today that people in 1859 did not? Answer: satellites that monitor the sun and give warnings about solar storms. 12. What is the main lesson or reminder from the Carrington Event? Answer: that the sun has enormous power, and while humans depend heavily on technology, we must be prepared for natural forces beyond our control.